My computer had to restart because it didn't want to start. I got here at about 10 minutes till 2, and it's 11:11 now. Or sorry, 10 minutes till 11, and it's 11:11 now, so it's like 22 minutes. It was being super slow. And then it said, do not shut down getting Windows ready, do not shut down computer, right after I told it to shut down. I was like, well, that's not cool. And I did that for about 5 minutes, I guess, before it finally just now shut down. Hopefully it'll restart, which is what I told it to do. But I had to do the Control-Alt-Delete thing, and then when it went to that menu, I picked the power options from that because it just wouldn't load up. I gotta go downstairs and get some more equipment. Oh, there he goes. Getting Windows ready, don't turn off your computer. Oh yes, updates. I forgot about these. I might do that 4 or 5 times. This is my clandestine audio recording device right here. And I'm going to try to get the stuff from that downloaded onto that. That way I can use the phone here to show evidence to Mr. Chappell, and I can use that to make sure that I record everything for my safety. I do have my spare batteries that I had to acquire, and they're currently holding up my computer so it doesn't overheat. Here at the library, it says if you have a library card, you can use it here, and we're allowed up to 60 minutes a day on their computer. But one use per day, if you don't have a library card. So this is all a lot of stuff that takes time. You know, I'm in study room 3 here. I didn't realize this is the one with all the cool projector equipment. Anyway, I got a lot of stuff that needs charged, so I'm gonna get to charging it. I suppose I gotta try to make sure that all my spare batteries have charge. And I should probably go downstairs and get started on digging some of the stuff I need out of the car. You know, with all my disabilities, you know what it is that keeps me using that cane? A broken pinky toe. Boy, do I feel manly. The thing is, I don't want my pinky toe crunching and grinding. That doesn't feel good, and it doesn't sound good either. Oh my God, I need a new pack. Oh, I just hit my forehead against the wall. I forgot that's something that probably shouldn't be done, especially in the presence of somebody who's an officer of the law. They might pretend that you're trying to self-harm because you took a rest. Stupid. All these people wanting to push us everywhere we go. Hey, why don't you move on? Why don't you move on? Why don't you move on? Hey, why don't you move on? I can consider myself a human being. I don't know where the major issue is there. I'm actually going to change cords on this because I bought this one here brand new, but it was an El Cheapo cord because I'm trying to conserve cash. For the most part, the El Cheapos fall apart as quickly as any of the other ones I get, but that's just because I put a lot of wear and tear on them. As you can tell, it's still doing the getting Windows ready thing, so I guess down to dig out the rest of what I need. Oh, my back is killing me. I only rented it for 2 hours. Well, not rented, it's free here, thank goodness. And so is the parking, which was not the case in Hood River.
Yeah, it's not going to go back out again.
This stuff is all on addiction. This stuff is just on vaping or gambling. SOS Tillamook Prevention Program of Tillamook Family Counseling Center. They're useless.
I like this one. I don't think it'll be appropriate. Libraries.
Also, dear parents, don't lie to your kids. The first people in life that we're supposed to trust are our parents. So, don't give them a reason not to trust you. Ever.
I just happened to be here, so I'm going to
Hello? Told you all there's a lot of nice people. Not everybody who's nice is good, and not everybody who's good is nice. Remember, Jesus, well, was not above flipping over tables and chasing motherfuckers with a whip. God bless America. On my computer, because it took 2 different full sessions of being there at the library. Whatever download is on it that it's trying to do is a really big one. So it's going to take a good 45 minutes for it to get anywhere close to being ready. In between now and then, I'm going to go treat myself to something. Let me see if I brought my Starbucks card. Nope, I didn't. I'm a douchebagger. Screw it. I'll go back and get my Starbucks card because I still got to dig that bag out anyway. Going with my extra chargers in it. That way I can try to charge up all my electronics while I'm in there. That'll also allow me to pull out the paperwork so I can try to exhibit how much there really is for Mr. Chappell. Now he's in the same building as Miss Monica. But there's things that, separate the 2 sides. Tides of Change is on one side of it, and they primarily deal with domestic abuse. Me, I'm here because I'm fleeing abuse, and a lot of it. A lot of times when you want to pretend that somebody's retarded, you just lie to them and you don't think anything of it at all. You don't think anything of lying to them or faking an emergency because you really don't want to help them. You really don't care about them. You're just pretending to because you kind of feel like you should or you're supposed to. But when you half-ass it, you're fucking them and you're fucking yourself. Because in the long run, they still need help. They're still going to speak up. If they're in a situation where they have to, they're in a situation where they have to. We're at the point in our society where the poor, well, you've gotten to see all those memes about eating the rich. I don't think they should be eaten. That meat's rotten. But I do think that something should be done about the fact that poor people aren't even allowed to work together. If you're so poor that you're stuck in low income and one of your friends or family members is in dire need, you're not allowed to help them. You have to go through 10 miles of fucking bullshit and red tape. And then, of course, it doesn't matter how hard you worked in your lifetime. No, that doesn't matter. Once you're disabled, oh, well, you know what? You just need to get a job. You just need to get a job. You just need to get a job. All these things are all your fault because you're lazy. You're a this and you're a that. And, they don't make any effort to understand. They're just going out of their way to find excuses or to be mean. And that's not friendly. You get to see how the people who were nice to me and the people who were mean to me kept on saying the same things. What's the difference? None of what they said was right. Whether you threaten to kill somebody if they don't leave town, or as a mandated reporter that has been gone to about people doing that, you want to pressure somebody to move. Or you want to tell them after they've gone through the paperwork crap with all the housing stuff for literally months, and you want to keep on pushing the housing thing, like, why don't you move? Has that not been what our fucking meetings have been about? Look at the situation with Penny Cooper. All she would focus on is the housing. She wanted to omit information and forget about things. The things that Marcia Estrada said that Penny Cooper was supposed to do. Penny Cooper did not do those things. There's no consequences. Just like with the officers before Natalie was dead and after. They didn't want to do their jobs, and there was no consequences. They showed that they can harm anyone they want, whenever they want, as long as that person is broke or homeless. Sometimes they make a mistake and they get somebody like Sammy Leon Lawrence IV, or Zaid Atkinson. But they were a lot more fortunate than many of my friends. Boulder Police Department really likes hurting people. The reason we can't get good officers in the United States is because nobody wants to work with these fucking crooks. Nobody wants to be a police officer knowing that they're going to have to be crooked. That they're going to have to work with a bunch of fucking douchebags that don't care about human lives. Not unless they're really sick in the head. And no matter how hard I tried to get evidence turned in, the police officers I was trying to turn in were always able to step in and intervene and obstruct justice. Like Scott DaCosta, William Barr, Waylon Lolatai. When you're homeless, you don't have any rights unless people care about you as a person and what you personally are going through. When they show that they don't care about those things, but they want to say that they care, well, their actions show that they don't. My actions show that I went to everybody that I could for help, and when I did desperate things, it was only as a last resort. Whereas my predators used threatening to do those things and actually doing those things, whereas I just threatened back. Oh, it's not illegal, or jurisdiction. Well, I already knew the jurisdiction thing didn't matter. It only matters if you want it to matter. If the cops can call you mentally ill, they can do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to coordinate with your predators, well, you're assigned to an officer who's supposed to do something about the crime is being committed against you. This officer is supposed to help you with that. They're supposed to investigate that crime. Unfortunately, when that officer is an officer like Amanda Jonas, who has already been predispositioned to do harm to me because my predators, that's right, they did speak with my predators, but they didn't speak to me. They didn't look at any of my evidence, made no evidence or no effort to do that. The only time that they spoke to my predators is to try to make sure that there was charges pressed against me so I couldn't turn in the bad officers. I couldn't turn in the officers or the Bollingers because the Bollingers and the officers worked together to cover each other's asses on the felonies and the gaslighting. On the bright side, I saved evidence. On the not so bright side, without you giving a shit to share that evidence, it doesn't make a goddamn bit of difference. I can share all the evidence with you in the world, but it doesn't make any difference if all you ever do is sit on it. What's the purpose of wasting my time to send it to you if you're not going to do anything with it? That's stupid. Yeah. Alright, I found my Starbucks card. I'm going to get a coffee. There's enough on there for one. There might not be. One of the ladies there, she charges me like $3.89 or something every time I get a coffee. She's also one of the volunteers of the church. One of the churches I'm very not happy with. She's aware that I'm not happy with her mother. Because she is a mandated reporter, but I also understand that they're not trained, or might not be trained, which is actually against the law. If you have to ask your boss if you're allowed to turn it in, then you haven't taken the mandated reporter training, or you're too stupid to understand what's in the mandated reporter training, and in both of those cases, that denotes that you should not have that job. Just saying. Alright, I'm trying to find a bag that has a bunch of important crap in it. But it's looking like I am going to have absolutely no luck with that. Is that it? Nope, that's a hat. Oh my god, yes, there's that air pump I needed yesterday. I was going to put a trash bag in the front and a trash bag in the rear with my kayak on top, and air them both up. And I put it in the water to try to make sure the saran wrap gets a good seal. Obviously, it doesn't get a good seal. But, you know, for something quickly and hastily put together, it's not bad. It rose good. Second restricted numbers. I'm pretty sure everybody and their mother should understand by now that having people threaten me from restricted numbers is not cool. And quote-unquote professionals calling me from restricted numbers is not acceptable. It gets people hurt, killed, injured, and the like. All right. Make sure I got their Starbucks card, that way I don't have to spend real monies. Alright, where is my... Oh. Where the hell did I put it? Put it in my blanket, probably. Damn it. I'm so good at losing stuff. And it stresses me out. I mean, living in the conditions that I live in, it really stresses me out. Police, knowing that they had committed felonies both before and after Natalie was killed, of course they had plenty of motive for doing the things that they did. At least I speak out. Someone has to speak out. I did what I was supposed to, and I followed the rules. I followed what I was instructed to do as a child from Mr. McGruff. Also what I learned in the system, growing up in a juvenile system that's not really meant for human beings. Because my parents couldn't stay off of drugs, not because I was some horrible person. My parents get to throw that in my face for my entire life, that I'm not perfect. Well, look at the conditions I grew up in, because they couldn't stay off of drugs. They couldn't stay off of drugs. God, I'm moving too fast. I can pretty decently force myself to walk under most conditions on a straightaway, on a flat level ground. But as soon as there's stairs or a curb, just really starts to suck. Any sort of impact hurts. A lot of people, they don't know what's going on. They don't bother to find out or to ask. I'll tell them anyway. That's what I called them up to do, is to explain what was going on. A friend would at least listen to that instead of make suggestions over and over when I try to explain to people about my disabilities that I'm not able to do what they want me to do. Well, it seems to be their cue to just repeat the same thing over and over and over again. And then I repeat to them the same thing over and over and over again. If I'm not capable, I'm not capable. The things that you're not capable of, you actually are capable of. Speaking up, anyone is capable of doing that. Looking at the evidence, anyone is capable of doing that. Speaking up when somebody gets screwed, anybody is capable of doing that. Claiming that somebody's your friend and then making them beg for you to come forward and tell the truth. Trying to make ultimatums and blackmail or trade. If you do this or you do that or you do this or you do that, then I'll help. Sean, if you do what I want, then I'll help you how you need. Apparently they thought I needed to be screwed and that was help. Yeah. Oh shit. Shit like that. Blech. Alright, I'm going into the Starbucks. Three of the ladies who work at the Starbucks here are sisters who volunteer at the, First Christian Church, one of the places where they feed homeless people. And also that place in specific is the one where Robert Farnsworth made the biggest nuisance of me towards me and to others in front of me. A lot of people know Farnsworth. They know he's violent. They know that the things that I've been trying to explain he's been doing that he has a history of. Kind of the same as the situation with Will and Molokai. The department that hired him knew that he had a history of violence. That's actually why they hired him. And that sucks. Oh great. That's not pleasant. That's the top to a needle. I don't want to venture much further back because I don't know where the rest of it is. That's scary. I guess I'll tell him inside. Excuse me, miss. There's somebody left a cat to one of their needles. in between the glacier machine and the propane machine.
You mean like a syringe? Like
Yeah, but I don't know where the syringe is, so I don't really want to step back there, but the capsule is definitely there in open view.
Hello, how are you? So people ask for one, we have
All three of you in the same place at the same time.
Yep. Well, but if the yesterday the morning.
Do an inventory, which is really cool. What I meant by that is that it would be uncool for me to interrupt them, because every time you get started on inventory, I don't know if any of y'all notice this, or if any of y'all work in inventory, or even in stocking the shelves. Once you get started on doing anything like that, that's when you get bombarded by customers. But it's not like you get a flood of customers that really makes it worth it. It's more like, all right, drip, drip, drip. You get just enough time in between customers to pull out everything and get started again for about 10 seconds before somebody else shows up. God, these things are so cool. Right here, right now. Alright, I can't sing for shit. And my mother. Oh wow, they have donut rings. Those are just cool looking. My favorite one out of all of these though, don't get me wrong, the flamingo's cool, and I absolutely love the unicorns. They're among my favorites, but they're not my favorite. The duck is very nice. I like the whale and the alligator. Not too big on crustaceans. I do like the orca, and I love the shark. I actually have the shark. What I don't have is the manta ray. I do have a bunch of kites too, though. Basically, I got all the stuff that I need to test out different ideas on that little boat that I just made yesterday. Test out different sail types and different materials, and just have fun with it, you know. All right. I figured I'd be patient and wait till there was no clipboards in anybody's hands. Otherwise, well, whenever I did retail stuff, it was always a steady drip of people whenever you get started getting something like that done. I would like a tall cup of coffee and a grande cup with lots of cream on the top. I gotta put my sugar in it today, so I'll need stir sticks as well. Alright.
You got it. Would you like a receipt?
No thank you. Wait, does the receipt tell me how much is on here? Then yeah, I want one. Unless it's empty. Sorry for making it complicated.
Nope, you're good. Right there. Right where my thumb is at.
Oh, nice. There's enough for almost 2 cups of coffee still.
Alright, there you go, Sean.
Good. Thanks, Miss Chris.
Long time no see. Did you notice I replaced my kayak? Yeah, I made that in about 45 minutes yesterday. Works good. I got it all built and tested all within an hour. Yep. Yeah, it wasn't too cold for me, but that's because I put padding on the inside.
Yeah.
Now I just gotta try to touch it up with a heat gun or a hot air dryer.
Good luck to you.
You too. I got a question. I like building stuff, but I'm not real good about finding a camping area for somebody who's got a screwed up back. You know of any areas around here where I might know?
Don't want to be looking myself here. Pretty good, yeah.
Yes, sir. It turned into an unsafe area up there by the church, so I had to relocate.
Yeah.
We'll see what time it is. For a lot of the folks who do this really messed up stuff, it doesn't occur to them that they're doing something messed up because they've never lived it. They get a free pass. Or at least they think they do. Then there's the people out here actually living it with me, and they get a free pass. Or at least they think they do. Don't lie about somebody harming you if they didn't do it. And don't blow your friends off if they come to you about being harmed. I've hurt myself a few times, quite a few times on accident. When it comes to intentional self-harm, that is always the result of abuse. Always. My friends and family looking the other way to Will and Lolotai abusing me resulted in Will and Lolotai abusing a lot more people. Alright, I have the room till 1. That's about an hour away. Hopefully it'll at least let me download the stuff from my clandestine audio recording device. I should probably try to dig out my underarm deodorant too. Oh.